Okay, here I am again, Julie Scott, coming in here with another coming home conversation. And today I am so blessed to have the beautiful, vibrant Maaike del Villar joining me for a cool, casual conversation just between two girlfriends. She is a health, life, and wellness coach for menopausal transitions for transformation. So if you're dealing with anything menopausal, listen up. This woman knows what she's talking about, and she's a one-stop shop to help you with all the questions you may have. But she's also going to share today her own journey, and she's been at some pivotal points, and I thought this is the perfect time for us to meet and have you share a little bit about your story. So Maaike, thank you so much for being here. I know we recorded this once before, but my computer made it sound like so we had to re-record, so we lost all of that gold, but we're back, and I trust that everything that needs to be said is going to be said today. So Maaike, welcome, and thanks again for being here.
No, thank you for this wonderful introduction, for this invitation. And yeah, last conversation was incredible, but God didn't want it to be that conversation because there had to happen several things that I might share today
Yes.
that was their pivotal. And it's really a climax of all the process that I've been dealing for the past 10 years.
Okay.
So thank you. Yeah, things
All right.
happen always for a reason. So
100%. I totally agree. So take me back to before this pivotal time. I don't know where you want to start, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever you feel is the best jumping off point for this conversation. But I really want to make sure we talk about your pivot because that's the most exciting.
that's the most exciting part. And it's 10 years of preparation for this pivot, which when everything felt like I was breaking down. And yeah, really, I felt the nudges of all things breaking down, like at 43, 44, 45. But I really was like, things were happening, but I was not understanding and I didn't know where to go.
What do you
I
mean
didn't know.
happening like with your body?
Well, first it started with my skin. I
Oh,
didn't like my skin that was getting very like rusty and dry.
mm,
And I think my entire body was getting dried because now I know with menopause that the body is dry, is lacking estrogen, but I have no idea the connection. It took me 10 years to understand that.
mm.
But my skin was, I had stains like birthmarks,
Oh,
like pregnancy marks right here. Like I felt like a vampire. Here
oh,
was
wow.
dark.
Mm,
I was desperate because I didn't want to show up. I had to put makeup on. And I didn't like the makeup back then because it was toxic too.
mm.
And like what it took me 3 years to discover a skin product, a skin that was clean enough that I could use.
Right.
And when I started using that, I started notice the difference. It's like, oh, now instead of feeling like, I feel so unsatisfied, so ugly, right?
Yeah. Mm,
I that helped me feel a little bit better because now I found a little solution that took me 3 years to find.
yeah.
Now I have that solution at my fingertips. So
So
anybody
it's
that's
like the
looking for
first step.
skincare, yeah, first step. So the first step is like, and then I started dealing with what was this thing? Then I started dealing with belly fat.
Oh,
And that I would talk with my friends from the fitness place, from the gym that I was talking, and we would text at night. It's like, I feel like 5 months pregnant. What are we doing? And like, she was feeling the same. I was feeling the same. And like, I hate my body like that in front of the mirror. What are we doing wrong? What's happening? I started buying clothes that is bigger to
mm,
cover the belly. It's like, no.
yeah.
But I felt so frustrated that it's like nothing is working. I was running marathons, I was eating
Oh my
healthy.
God.
Here I am with the belly fat that I didn't look good. I felt so depressed because I didn't like myself.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this? And then all along this time, I'm married, but my husband is not here. He's overseas.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't have anybody to communicate these struggles with.
Hmm.
And I didn't know even what was happening. So I felt so alone. And I didn't know even how to tell that to my friends because
Mm,
I didn't know what was happening. So here I am feeling isolated, just in my head, trying to find solutions, nobody knowing what. So I felt like I was very enclosed,
mm,
like I went within my shell
yeah.
and I was just sharing the superficial things, even
Yeah.
with my children. I didn't have connection with my children back then. It's like it was like just serving the thing, everything superficial. They're like, oh, do the cooking, do the traveling, do the pickup. But I was feeling so alone, even with suicidal thoughts.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I got to just say, I see this so often with the women that I talk to, the women I've worked with. It's like and I do this too. It's like we put on this happy face. We get so good at pretending. We get so good at stuffing our feelings, so good at just ignoring what we really need. Right. I
Yeah,
mean, I think that that's where a lot of our symptoms for anything that goes wrong in our body comes from is us not really
listening.
looking at what is really going on for us. It's like we're pretending, and that is toxic.
Yeah, and I pretended so many years more than I should have. I didn't know anything else. I
Yeah.
didn't know what to do. And I remember even driving sometimes and thinking, what if I crash and I die right now? Who's going to go look after me?
Mm,
It's like to have that thought is like, holy smokes. It's like, but I never, this is the first time I share it,
wow.
that I had those thoughts. But now I know, doing a lot of investigation of what menopause is, it does do a lot of damage in the brain, and the brain starts thinking things, and depression, because we're lacking so much that the brain does not have enough nutrients, enough vitamins, enough minerals to sustain, to work properly, and to have the neurotransmitters, like everything working properly,
So
right?
what you're saying is like what worked for our bodies before menopause won't work for our bodies after menopause.
No, because we're lacking so much,
Mm,
because there's such a depletion of hormones.
yeah.
Our body is regulated by hormones.
Yeah.
But the moment we start having reduction of eggs, and we're not producing all that beauty of progesterone and estrogen to bring a baby to the world, to create a baby,
Right.
now there's a decline, and all that attacks the brain because now it's not functioning how it should be.
Mm,
That's why there's suicidal thoughts. That's
wow.
why there's anxiety, and the doctors are prescribing anti anxiety pills, or they're prescribing heart pills.
Yeah.
Those pills are studied for men, not for women. So
Ah,
they are killing women.
wow. Yeah.
They are getting heart attacks because of those pills. So women, watch out. And it took me 10 years to understand this, to
Yeah.
research and to learn. Now it's talked about. But going back to my story, I
Yeah. Yeah.
was belly fat. I would talk with my friend. What is happening? I'm covering. Everything is covering, right? It's like we're covering all our emotions. We're not telling anybody. We're covering our body because we don't like it anymore. And then it's like I didn't have like a purpose, a mission, a calling. Like I was not reading books, I was not reading anything, I was not changing anything
Mm,
until brain fog came at
mm,
48.
48. Yeah. Yeah.
I think around 48. Brain fog was the detonator to change because I didn't want to go into Alzheimer's
Mm,
and dementia, and I don't have that in my family. But the thought of not being able to remember things, and I want to create memories, I want to live my legacy, I want my grandkids to learn from me.
yeah.
That is my mission in life, is like, what can I teach my grandchildren? I want to enjoy going on traveling and doing fun things together till I'm 90 or 100 years old.
Yes.
Like I have that longevity in my family, and I want that to maintain, but I want to be sharp.
Yeah.
So the thought of forgetting things, and my kids would joke me every time because as moms, I was in charge of packing everything for everybody when we
Yeah.
were on trips, making sure everybody had everything. And the first question they would ask me, Mom, what did you forget this time? That was their joke, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's not gonna be me. Sorry,
Yeah.
but no. But my daughter was about to go to college, my third one. So I was about to become an empty nester.
Hmm.
Emptiness, soul, mind, and spirit, right? It's like now it's physical, mental, like emptiness, like who am I without my kids?
Right. Right.
What am I gonna do with this time? That moment, um, she talked about keto diet, which I didn't know. And that day I received an email from a doctor that I was searching all the time, and he talked about keto diet and how it works for the brain
Mm.
because it's for epileptic people. It helps with the electricity in the brain. It's
Oh,
like, okay, bingo. I am going to go all in. I've never done diets before. I'm going to go all in and try this for the first time. I've never done so. I was never so certain about a decision that day I said, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to eat? What not to eat? I'm tired of feeling tired all the time, lethargic.
right.
I was yawning every afternoon. I could
Yeah.
not focus. I was moving. I was still static. The moment I started making that decision to eat different,
Yeah.
to start learning, to start researching, I was starving for information.
Mm.
I was starving for knowledge that I had stopped learning since I since I graduated from college from psychology.
Right. Yep.
I was starving for knowledge and community and connection and love and food and until I start nurturing my body in a different way, I felt like I could breathe. I was not yawning anymore. I was not feeling that lethargic anymore. I was not forgetting anymore. I was able to go one afternoon in front of my computer without yawning.
Oh, wow. That's a big deal.
Oh, in a couple week in a week or something.
Wow.
It's just that change. That is actually what my clients say whenever they come to work with me, Maaike. I don't know what magic things you did. They take a long time to decide yes, but once they decide yes, and they do the simple changes that we do the first week, it's like, Mike, I feel like a new woman in just a week. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
trust me.
Yeah. I think it's a combination of things. It's like it's a combination of choosing yourself, prioritizing yourself, and making an actual change. It's like that intention of wanting to change, choosing yourself, and then doing it, following through, keeping the promise to yourself, all of that. Then all of a sudden you allow yourself to, open up to a new possibility and a change. I mean, it just works out that
And
way.
one important thing, having accountability and support,
Yes. 100%.
that is primal because what helped me is even my daughter
Yep.
knowing it like she was the bridge, right? She was the bridge who helped me bridge that gap.
Mm,
Because if I would have read this post about keto diet, it would have slipped my mind. I probably would have not opened it.
right.
But because of the conversation I had with my daughter, and then it added two plus two, it connected the dots and it helped me open that and follow a system, a program.
Yeah.
So now that I'm talking with you, is like whoever is listening to this is like sometimes we need a conversation with someone and then to be validated in another place. And now you know that is the right sign for you. That is what
Yes.
connects. Is like the plug, right? The phone.
Yep. Yep.
It connects and it's bingo. Now it's working.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. And I think that that's actually just to kind of go into the woo for 1 second, how I think that's how God, the universe really brings things to us, right? It's like the conversation with your daughter was presented, you were open to that. And then because that seed has been planted in you, then the keto ad or whatever thing that you read about it came through and it was like, it felt like synchronicity. right? It kind of
Yeah.
like that's what I think synchronicity is. It's like that's how the universe leaves little breadcrumbs and how we can really follow our
Yeah.
guidance because we're always being guided if we
Yeah.
just pay attention, right?
Yeah.
Just pay attention. I love that. Mm.
But what leads us to pay attention? Pain,
Pain.
lack.
Yep.
We have to be hungry for something in
Yep.
order to pay attention because we have to be seeking something.
Yeah.
So when everything is good, hmm, it can be good or bad, but it's like, it's just there.
It's the enough is enough part, I think, where we have to get to. You have to
But
get
that
to.
is, yeah, exactly. That you have to start being hungry for something.
Mhm.
Or in menopause, we have the cravings. It's like, what are these cravings? And those cravings, it's really not really food related.
I know.
It is emotional related.
Yes. Yes.
And that is, I took me 1,000 years to understand that because it's
Yes.
like, why am I hungry so all the time? Why is this belly fat? Why do I need to be eating bars all the time? Yes, I was running marathons and burning a lot of calories, but there was something deeper that I did not understand.
Well, and I got to say, I told you before that I used to work with women around releasing weight, releasing weight. And one of the things that I would say all the time, because it really resonated with me, it's like, are you hungry for food or are you hungry for life? Right? Because so
But it's
often,
hard to know.
well, it is hard to know. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's just it's the kind of question that made them stop in their tracks. It's like, wait a minute, what do you mean hungry for life? Because so often in midlife, right, women over 50, so we get to this point where we're just like, is this all there is? It's like this, I guess this is all I'm getting. I guess this is what my life's gonna be like, and
Mhm.
that just like ho hum, nothing exciting, nothing that I'm hungry for. I'm not pushing myself. I'm not challenging myself. I've decided that I'm old
Yeah.
and I'm on
I
the
decided I am
downhill.
old.
And it's just
Yes.
like, stop. No, there's so much life. Like you said, you're going to live to be 90 or 100. That's like 40 ish years.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with 40 years? Hello. That's a lot of time.
That's the awakening of the women in midlife, but it's like
Yes.
there has to be a catalyst. There has to be a such a exhaustion of something and such a pain. Like for me, the empty nester together with the brain fog came together to help me catalyst. Is like, how am I gonna fill this big gap?
Yeah.
How am I going to be a purpose of mission in the world? I was hungry for knowledge. I needed to replace my kids, taking care of my kids for something else.
Yeah.
Well, COVID happened too. And
Mm.
then I was seeking knowledge and I was learning and I was changing so much that ate for my brain. Guess what? My belly fat melted away without even thinking about it. I was not even thinking about the belly anymore because I was thinking about the brain fog.
Yep. Yep.
I just ate for my brain and the belly. I had never had such a flat belly in my life with even three C-sections,
Oh,
right?
wow. Right. Wow.
I had the flattest. I was sharing my daughter, like, look at my tummy. But I also lost my glutes, my arms, my everything. So I became skeleton. I
Right.
became flat belly, but now I didn't like my
Too
butt.
skinny. Yeah.
It's like, oh no, now there's another problem. Now I have to fill up those glutes again. So what do I do? Okay, reverse engineer. Now I start changing again the way I'm eating, incorporating the good healthy carbs
Right.
to fill up and doing the exercise that I needed. So I can say that the body is like clay. It's
Yes.
moldable. The brain is like clay. Nothing is static. Everything is reversible except for death.
Yes.
So we
Thank you.
can do everything.
Let me just have you say that one more time.
Nothing is reversible except for death.
Oh no,
We can do,
everything is reversible except for death. That's
uh,
right.
yeah,
Everything is reversible except for death. People hear that. I mean, I know people who've come back from stage 4 cancer, from all sorts of things. So our bodies have amazing abilities to heal and regenerate and all of that. So that's thank you for saying that. That is right up my alley, and it's that's what resonates with me so deeply. So thank you for saying that. But I really want to make sure before we go that you share about this thing that was happening. You've got the body, you're working on your health, right? You're working on your mind, but there was this other thing in the background that was eating away at you, this thing, this
Yeah.
situation. So can you share about that?
Yeah. And I'm going to combine that with two. My kids went to college and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I am married, but living on my own.
Mm-hmm.
My kids, my husband just would come occasionally for the events, but now kids are gone. There's no events to attend. He is on his world. I'm in my world. It's like no support, nothing. In the meantime, I decide I want to do my certificate, learn to become a health and life and wellness and transformational coach.
Yep.
So I that was one decision that I said I have to serve the world with what I learned.
Yeah.
So I didn't take any money from him. I didn't even ask permission. It's like I'm doing this on my own. I'll figure it out how to pay for it because I have no money, right? But I said yes, and God provided with my clients, and I was able to pay for it. I'm
Yes.
so proud of that. So now I have something on mine because He said, it's not your time to do anything. It's your children's time. It's like, what do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean? It's like I'm starting something and it's my time to shine in a different way than parenting. And I said, okay, then I have no support whatsoever. And I felt so lonely along the way. Again, I was shut up and I was doing my things. This has been ongoing. I've been in the US for 20 years. I really have raised my children here 20 years on my own.
Wow.
Nobody knows that I'm really married or who I'm married to. So, of course, this is a marriage that went down the cliff when I started growing because I had no support and he does not know how to relate to the Maaike that is not submissive,
Oh, yes.
right?
Mhm.
So it like he wants to make me small and I want to make myself big. We never understood each other. So with him, I made myself small, kind of to cope. But it's like I was not liking that. So it's like something has to give. So I've been really embracing creating community all around the past 3 years specifically, no longer doing things on my own, seeking community. Now I know so many people. I have my wellness community. And I've had this thought about divorce, which I'm a Catholic. I grew up Catholic. Now I'm in a Lutheran church. So I
Mhm.
found my my group. I found my people through Lutheran church as of 2 years ago. I needed that support because I said if something happens to me, who is going to look after me? I my husband is almost non-existent, right? What am I going to do? So now I have a community. Now I have a place to rely on. So just recently, I decided to file for divorce. But I needed to have the support. I wouldn't
Mm.
have done it by myself. And now I can share it openly that I couldn't have shared that 3 weeks ago
I
when
know.
we had the conversation because I was in in the decisive mode. But talking about synchronicities, somebody shared a divorce lawyer with me. I had a
Mm.
conversation. It was magical. It is like she was speaking like godly words. It's like when the student is ready, the
Teacher
teacher
appears. Yeah.
comes.
Hmm.
I was so ready. She appeared and everything simple. It's like the same with coaching with you, coaching with me.
Yep.
When people are so desperate of looking for the solution and you come right in the moment, it's like, thank you.
Yes.
She has made it so simple. I'm not divorced yet, but I'm in the just making that decision. and I see the synchronicities of everything falling into place, my son helping me, the conversations that I'm having with other people. It's like, oh, because I'm getting rid of the only toxicity that I had in my life
You
that
took the
is
words
not
right out of my
allowing
mouth.
me, the only toxicity that really was damaging my cells, my brain, my body, my relationships, my marketing, everything, because I was not being authentic
Yes.
and congruent.
Yes. And, I got to tell you, everything that you've shared, your whole journey from the start of this conversation to right to now, it's been you just emerging and shedding all of this toxicity, whether it be the wrong diet, the changes in your body, the changes in your, just everything that you've mentioned. I mean, it's just, it literally is just you becoming who you really are, who you're meant to be, even allowing your color.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
shedded that. I mean, and look at how absolutely radiant and gorgeous you look. I mean, I think you are one of the most beautiful women. I just,
Oh.
I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up your butt. I mean, I really think you are gorgeous and radiant and healthy and vibrant and strong, and you're so fit. I mean, I just love everything about you. And this is the last, oh, I got chills. This is the last thing, and you are going to fly. I mean, you are just going to take
I
off. I
can
mean,
feel it because it was what, and all through my coaching, that we need to receive coaching. I
mm,
had this conversation on and on and on with everybody. or 8 years of this same narrative.
yeah,
But like God prepares the vessel to
yes,
receive the change, because we cannot change, because I would have been broken. Like if
yes,
I decided this 8 years ago, I would be bankrupt, broken, lonely, homeless, I don't know. But now I'm ready. Now the
yes,
vessel is ready for that breakup,
mm,
because it's really a breakthrough to freedom.
yes, it is. Yes,
Yes, and that toxicity, I want to speak a little bit more, because there's so many toxic things, that it's not only the chemicals, the products, the food, it's the thoughts,
yes,
it's even our the thoughts that we have with the creator. That has been like, I've been 2 years in this church learning about my faith and learning about God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. That had to happen in order for me to be a full vessel,
mm,
to receive what's in store for me now,
yes, yes. And
and to be.
to
Mhm.
your point, I just have to say, one of the key shifts and changes for me to really grow is establishing a strong spiritual foundation. Now, I
Yeah.
don't mean religion, and whatever works for anybody, that's good for you, whatever. But I'm just saying, to your point, it's like when you have a strong foundation in your spirituality in particular,
Hmm.
that is, I think that is the foundation of all of life, right?
Yeah.
And then you've also found your people. You've also found, so you've created such a base underneath you now that you
Hmm.
just, it's just up, all up from here, because I just love your story. It's so good.
Yeah, it's the last thing that I needed to let go of. But
Yes,
if I would give a piece of advice to anybody listening out
yes,
there, it start with the end in mind. Like, what was the last thing that I did that should have been the base and the foundation, which is that spiritual connection? Because when we foster that, we nurture that, we learn that. I think it also emerges, or it grows with our aging, and
mm-hmm,
that's part of the awakening of the women at 50 and
yep,
beyond.
yep,
Because before, we don't have that.
yeah, because we're out looking out here. It's like, oh, it must be out here, but it's like
It's in here, but how do you connect with that? That's why it's through the pain, it's through the crack that the light comes through.
100%.
So we have to struggle something. And sometimes that struggle is at 38. A lot of people have hysterectomy and they are this desperate, and they so that crack starts at 38 or at 48 or at 58. We don't know. Or there's a death of a child, or there is a death of a parent or a partner, or there has to be a crack. So whenever we're dealing with something major, I want everybody to hear this is do not take it as why is this happening to me? Why is this happening for me? Because
100%.
it's really happening for you so that you can awaken a part that is seeking for that soul, that spiritual connection,
Yes.
so you can be enlightened and guided because we're not alone, never alone. But I thought for 10, 20 years that I was alone.
Same.
I just
Yep.
didn't know what was my source.
Yep. I know for me
What
when
was I plugged into?
yeah, you're right. And I mean, I know for me, like, my marriage ending was so traumatic. I mean, and I spun out for a good 4 years after that. Just, I didn't even know who I was. I mean, I was doing crazy things. Um, but that crack had to happen for me to be able to blossom into. I mean, it really was the start of everything that's going on in my life right now. I mean,
Yes.
it's like, and at the time you're in it and you're just like, oh, you can't see beyond it because you're in it. But just like you said, to the ladies that are listening to this, it's like that's the opportunity. It can be, it's not a setback, it's a comeback, right? It's a set up, right, for your
It's a
next
setup.
thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
to set up, and it is happening for your good, and it has to be. We just have to go through it. And oh, I love your story, and thank you so much for being just so insightful and so willing to share. And I'm so glad that first conversation didn't work out because this one is way better.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be. And I know it was great, but this is greater because now there's like a finale, right? Now
Yes.
there's something that had to happen for the past 10 years that I was waiting. And it had to happen at this precise moment. God really had prepared me for this exact moment.
Yeah.
And this is the year of 2025 that we're recording this. And those numbers, 2025 add to 9,
Mm-hmm.
which is a full number, is the perfection number, is the culmination of something and the beginning of something.
Mm, I love that. And I have to say too, one thing I've noticed, you're different than you were 3 weeks ago.
I
Like
am.
you are you're softer, you're
Mm,
more fluid, you're just different. Your whole everything about you is softer. You're not as tense. You're
yeah.
just you're really relaxed, and even the things that you're sharing are so deep and profound as
Mm,
opposed to 3 weeks ago. I felt you were more on the surface then. I didn't
yeah.
know it, but having had that experience and
Yeah.
now having this experience to compare to, wow,
Night and day.
I see you. I really see you. I really
And
do.
it's
I'm
so beautiful to receive that feedback because I feel it. But I have my support system now, and I have made a decision, and that is that relaxation and that exhale, right? Because we learn to inhale, but we're holding on
yes.
to the exhale, and the exhale is when the relaxation. So if we don't have both, we're
Oh,
stuck.
mm,
We
great analogy.
we're stuck. We have to inhale and exhale, but what is allowing us to exhale?
Mm,
To realize, to recognize, to connect with our true self, to what is really being a need for connection. What is that deep down that you're hungry for, that you need to fulfill? And that is life situations, that is emotional situations that are not being covered from very young age. And we all relate to the food because it's something that we do innately when we are born,
right.
right? We need to eat. But what is that source of food, the nutrition? It goes beyond food, it's
Yeah,
nurturing.
it is. And we all have an inner source of energy, and it's energy that doesn't come from calories or
No,
even sleep. right?
Yeah.
Because we've all felt that when you're in a new relationship, for example, right?
Yes.
You could not have eaten all day or slept maybe an hour and you're still full of energy because and where does that energy come from? Right?
Yeah.
It's that energy, that love of life, right? You're in love with life, right? And we
Yes.
and we have to reignite that energy in us constantly by all the things that you've shared with us today, by coming back to ourselves, by paying attention to what our bodies are telling us, to figuring out what we're hungry for. What is
Mhm.
it that we really are hungry for? Oh, I want to
Ah,
talk to you forever. So just saying, you got to come and
me
visit
too,
me and stay at
because
my house. I'm not kidding.
you brought out the best of me, and it's like I cannot wait to like have a second conversation maybe in a month.
Yeah, we could do it
And,
again.
and see where it's going, because it's making that decision to honor your pain and transform it into your power.
Oof, you are just on the money today. I mean, look at what's flowing out of
Yes.
you, pure gold. I love it. All right, my dear. Well, I know you've got a life beyond this conversation, and we talked for half an hour before we hit record. So let's wrap
Yes,
it up. But
exactly.
again, thanks so much for being here. This is going to be, I'm sure, widely accepted and loved, this particular conversation. So if you have any comments or questions for Maaike, please put them below this video. I'll put all of her information on how to connect with her if you want more of this wonderful woman. But yeah, this has just been lovely. I wish you the best and we'll talk soon. So have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Okay.
I sure will.
All right.
Having a lot of things going on.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stop the recording.